the neighbors, the broken bus.
Evan, I love our bus.
Aha. And our bus loves us too, don't you?
Our bus.
Now what, Joe?
We'll miss the show. Let's find another bus. Hip hip, let's go!
Oh yeah, good idea, Joe. Here we go now.
Hey you guys. Miss Smith is in the bathroom before she decides with us. But last year we talked about our childhood things we did. But now we are gonna talk about our childhood TV shows. Right, James?
Yes, Sarah. Well, our favorite one is Blue's Clues. We watched an awesome episode called Surprise Guest Billion years ago until 2019 we get adopted along with Henry by our new mother and father. Right, Sarah?
Yes, James. We sure did.
Well, yes. But on June 2nd, 2013, I watched Clifford the Big Red Dog when I was 10 before I was 11.
Well, I love Clifford, I guess. And so she jumped down the road. And the love named the bird grew so big that the Howards had to leave their home.
Well, when I was 7 in the 16th of September 2011 I watched SpongeBob SquarePants because he is so funny, yeah.
Oh, you mean this pie? I was saving it in my pocket for us to share. Let's eat. Oops. Whoa, what an explosion!
When I was 6 in April 25th, 2010 I watched Thomas the Tank Engine.
That's cool, Freddy. But when I was 9 in December 15, 2012, I watched Bubble Guppies right before Christmas.
Wow. They love their own sandwich. I mean, like, different kind of sandwich, That was funny.
Well, when I was 7 on July 30th, 2011, I watched Hannah Montana and started to act like Miley Cyrus when she was very young.
When I was 7 on February 18th, 2010, I watched Blue's Clues just like Sarah and James.
Sarah and James know David. But when I was 7 in March 5, 2012, I watched My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
Once upon a time,
the magical land of Equestria. There were two evil sisters who ruled together and created harmony with all the land. To do this, the eldest used her unicorn powers to raise the sun at night. The younger brought out the moon to begin the night. Thus, the two sisters maintained balance for their kingdom and their husbands, all the different types of ponies. As time went on, the younger sister became resentful. The ponies crashed and played in the day her elder sister brought forth, but summer and slept through a beautiful night. One fateful, the younger unicorn refused to lower the moon to make way for the dawn. The elder sister tried to reason with her, that the bitterness in the young one's heart had transformed her into a wicked moon of darkness, nightmare moon.
Well, it didn't scare me at
Shroud
all.
the land in
Oh,
eternal night.
poor ponies. They'll help
Reluctantly,
the
the
quick
elder sister
disaster for
harnessed the most
now.
powerful magic known to ponydom, the elements of harmony. Using the magic of the elements of harmony, she defeated her younger sister and banished her permanently in the moon. The elder sister took on responsibility for both sun and moon, and harmony has been maintained in Equestria for generations since.
Two ponies again.
Elements of harmony.
Hi,
I know
Twilight
I've heard of
Sparkle.
those before.
I don't know the answer.
Well, when I was 7 in January 19th, 2010, I watched Super Y.
Super job, Super Readers. We made him just stop roaring and start laughing. And now he's not angry anymore. Bulger, why were you so angry?
Every time I hear arguing, it makes me angry.
Well, our favorite childhood show was Baby Einstein, y'all.
Wow. Very cool, Sybil and Joseph.
I'm back, class. Today during science, we are gonna watch something on Brain Pop.
I love Brain Pop. I love Brain Pop.
I love Brain Pop.
I know, class. But in Brain Pop, we are going to learn about food chains. Are you class ready? Well then, let's get started now.
Dear Tim and Moby, are plants always at the bottom of the food chain? From Dwog. In any given ecosystem, all living things are linked together by what they eat. Organisms depend on each other for nourishment to survive, and this joins them together in something called a food chain. In this one lake, there are many different food chains at work. Plant plankton are eaten by small animals, say shrimp. Shrimp are eaten by fish, which are eaten by even bigger fish, until the bears that hang around the lake decide to go fishing. What would happen if we caught every last shrimp in the lake and had a big barbecue? Well, the fish that depend on the shrimp for food would go hungry, and the population would dwindle. And if there weren't any fish, then the bears would go hungry too. Disruptions in the food chain can work the other way too. If all the bears ran off to join the circus, the population of large fish that the bears normally eat would grow out of control. They'd get themselves into trouble by quickly eating all their food. Food chains aren't the whole story. They often combine to form complex food webs containing many interconnected and overlapping chains. A food web has three major elements: producers, consumers, and decomposers. Plants make up the bulk of the world's producers. They are able to make their own food using photosynthesis, a process that harnesses the energy of the sun. Producers are the largest part of any food web, and you can find them at the bottom of all food chains. Organisms that eat other living organisms are called consumers. They can't make their own nourishment from sunlight, so they get it by eating producers. Humans are consumers, as well as birds and cows and millions of other species. Primary consumers eat the producers. Animals that eat plants are examples of primary consumers, and they're also called herbivores. Secondary consumers are the organisms that eat the primary consumers. These are carnivores, or meat eaters. Some animals, like humans, are called omnivores because they eat both meat and plants. There are other kinds of consumers too. Parasites are small organisms that live on the bodies of other organisms, using up the victim's energy. Scavengers eat the carcasses of other dead animals. Decomposers are mostly bacteria and fungi. Decomposers cause the mold that grows on your bread, but they also do all sorts of good stuff like breaking down dead animals and plants into reusable elements and recycling nutrients back into the food web. Humans have to be more careful to protect every species in the world. Just about every species on the planet, no matter how insignificant it seems, is vital to the food web. If even the smallest plant or animal becomes extinct, the consequences will ripple throughout the food web, causing environmental chaos for every species concerned, including us. It's hard to predict exactly what will happen, but one thing's for sure. I don't want to be around if that bear doesn't get his dinner.
food chains video was awesome.
I agreed with David. But what should we do now, Miss Smith?
Well, class, I don't have some food chain worksheets, but I will let you all have recess early. Go ahead.
Yes. Thanks, Miss Smith. Come on, guys.
Okay, Sarah.
Hey Sarah, what you looking at?
I'm texting Vanessa. Because she said she and Derek watched Liberty's Kids, which James, Henry and I had live in. And the episode they watched was The Hessians Are Coming.
The Hessians are coming, 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 the Hessians are coming. Just kidding, there are no Hessians here at high school.
Well, we guess you are right, Freddy, ha ha ha.
We finally got our new bus. Well, this is the best new bus day ever in our life.
The end.